Context. The context for this speech is I'm a best man at the wedding, and this is like my best man speech or tribute or whatever. So, the first time I saw Peter Welty was in the MTC. We were both going to Finland, and I was sitting down in a chair. There were 6 chairs around me, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, left, right. And this guy walks in. He's like this good-looking, handsome-looking devil, like Aryan, blonde hair, blue eyes, and German as all else. This feller sits down next to me, and I say hi, and I think the thing he responds with is what's up? Like a little grunt. I was like, all right, it's gonna be an interesting companionship. And so that's my first impression of him. But the thing, other than his like terrible gas, he is like one of the best friends I have ever made in the MTC up until now. He is the coolest guy you will ever meet. And the cool thing about this is that I knew him at a time where he really hated to communicate. He never enjoyed communicating or being vulnerable or sharing emotions. And I remember our relationship throughout the entire course of the 9 weeks being in the MTC was just radically up and down, up and down. There were weeks where we loved each other and weeks where we hated each other, couldn't stand each other. And the coolest thing for me starting out with Peter Welty was seeing the progression from him trying to shoulder the world like Atlas on his back and not accept any help from anybody else and not share anything that he was thinking about or like feeling or any of the cool insights he had, but rather just doing everything inside. And then over the course of 9 weeks and over the course of 2 years of the mission, seeing him transform into somebody where that was his biggest strength was communication. And it's cool to see him now today getting married to Sarah, because I can see that the communication skills that blossomed in the MTC and then grew into this huge oak tree of his strength is now one of the fundamental principles and fundamental reasons why their relationship works so well, is he's so good at communicating. And the second thing I think that is pretty remarkable, if not really incredible about Peter, is that over the course of 2, 3, 4, 5 years that I've known him, he has turned into one of my best friends. He's somebody that you can call whenever about whatever. And so after the mission, when we both got home, whether I got dumped by a girl or like my parents kicked me out of the street, like living in a little wooden box, like whatever it was, like I could always call him, I could always explain things to him, and he would listen and he'd understand, and he'd just show that he cared and showed compassion. And by far, bar none, that was his best attribute and still is his best attribute today. Is you cannot find a better friend on planet Earth than Peter Welty, because he's loyal to the core and he understands the real importance of how good it is to be a good friend and have that human connection. And so the biggest thing I could say to his future wife, Sarah, is that you lucked out. You lucked out big time, because you're going to have a companion for the rest of your life that understands who you are, is willing to communicate, and will go to the ends of the earth to make you happy and to make the relationship work. And so you've got a silver bullet of a husband. You've got somebody that is going to go the extra mile to help you out and develop the relationship and your kids eventually as well. And to be honest, I'm a little bit sad that you're taking him away from me, because we all know that once somebody gets married, they're basically dead to everybody else. But I wish you and Peter Welty, my best man, my best friend, I wish you guys the best and a happy rest of your life.